ब्रेक स्वागत। ओडिशा कांग्रेस सभापति राहुल गांधी प्रथमे से मे फेयर अनुष्ठित समाज पक्षर टाउन हॉल कार्यक्रम में जोग देछंती। अनेक बुद्धिजीवी उपस्थित अछंती।
Suddenly, Mr. Naveen Patnaik has woken up to the plight of the farmers. What has been going on with the Adivasis of this state? What has been happening to the Dalit communities of this state? So these are the type of things that we will challenge. But most importantly, what the Congress brings is a conversation like this. I'd like to ask you a simple question. Has Mr. Naveen Patnaik had a conversation like this with you? Ever? Has Mr. Modi ever had a conversation like this with you? I am coming out here. Why? Because I respect your voice. And I am putting myself out. I am taking a risk because I can get questions. I can get difficult questions. But I learn. And I understand that actually you are the people with the knowledge. If I am under the impression that I know more than you about Orissa, then there's something wrong with me. So my model is, you obviously know more about Orissa. And why I'm having a conversation with you is because I want to get some knowledge, to get some understanding from you. Because I want to understand what is the spirit of Orissa saying today. What are the people of Orissa saying today? I don't really want to come and lecture you about what I think. I can tell you about what is going on in India. I can tell you how we are fighting the BJP. I can tell you how we are going to defeat them in 2019. But you're the people who are going to tell me, listen, this is how you need to think about Orissa. That's not how Mr. Naveen Patnaik thinks. That's not how Mr. Narendra Modi thinks. Mr. Narendra Modi is under the impression that he knows everything, about everything. And that is the big difference. So ours is a dynamic process. When we run a state, we listen to people. Maybe he's very upset. We'll go and say, tell us what's going on. Why are you upset? Okay, you're upset. Let's try and fix it. That feedback loop is not there in the BJD and the BJP. That's the big difference between us and them. I don't know if that answers your question.
Can we talk about
Nayak leading anti-liquor movement in Odisha. Also, we want the movement should be all India movement. Your father had been to Kalahandi, learning that children are being sold for few coins.
Yes.
If we will now go to Kalahandi or Western Odisha, we will find hamlets full of widows in their 20s and 30s.
Hamlets full of?
Widows. Unlike Western countries, our youth consume so much liquor that they get intoxicated and within few years they die. So it is the number one problem, not only for Odisha, it is pan-Indian problem. Unfortunately, Congress, which implemented prohibition Gujarat, and that Congress also here in Odisha also enacted anti-liquor act in 1956, but is not implemented. My request is to consider this problem. Region's problem we understand because it involves a large section and our economy, etc. But liquor is not mentioned by any political party. I am surprised. And this nation will be resurrected if country will be free from liquor. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. But you don't have a question for me. There's no question. That's just a statement, no?
Okay. Can we go over? Let me, yeah.
Congress is not why Congress has abandoned.
Well, Congress has not abandoned it. I mean, for example, in Kerala, we had a policy on liquor, and a number of our states are considering this policy. But my position on this, frankly, is these are decisions that state leadership should make. These are not decisions that I should be making or the national level Congress party should be making about Orissa. So these questions with regards to Orissa, these are questions, frankly, that the Orissa leadership should answer and not me.
Yeah, the man at the back.
Sir,
Myself, Dr. Harish Chaudhary, consultant critical care AMRA hospital in Bhubaneswar. My question is, sir, earlier you have already mentioned healthcare for all. You know, every year 16% population getting below BPL line again and again because of out-of-pocket expenditure.
Yes.
And Honorable CM Odisha Navin Patnaik has declared health for free for both BPL and APL family till date. And Ayushman Bharat is going on in nationally. What will be your vision in future for healthcare for all?
What is your analysis and impression of Ayushman Bharat?
Sir, my impression is Ayushman Bharat is targeting to a particular population but neglecting, as someone is asking, the middle class. Someone might be clerical job. Someone might be retired person getting pension only 2,000 or 5,000. His APL, which is not included in Ayushman Bharat.
I was in my constituency yesterday, and I was speaking to some of the pradhans in my constituency, and they mentioned Ayushman Bharat to me, and one of the pradhans was telling me that he has 12,000 people living in his area, and according to Ayushman Bharat, 35 of them have been given insurance. Now, 35 out of 12,000 doesn't look to me like universal health care. Number one. Number two, you can't have an insurance scheme without hospitals that are actually able to provide the support and the cure that is required for that insurance scheme. So an insurance scheme isn't simply a card that you give to somebody and say, here is a card, and have some fun. Right. So you can't make these discussions, have these discussions where you say, yes, I am giving universal health care, and then to go to a hospital, somebody has to go 200 kilometers. That's not how it works. So, if you're talking at the national level, I would put much more money than is currently being put into healthcare and education. And I would do that very, very aggressively. Because I completely agree with you, and this is a fact, that the single biggest cause of falling back into poverty
जगन्नाथ आशीर्वाद करंतु कालिया ठाकुर आशीर्वाद करंतु भारत वर्षर सबुथुरु बड़ योजना सबुथुरु मूल्यवान योजना चाषी भाई मान ये योजना कालिया योजना मान्यवर मुख्यमंत्री प्रिय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नवीन पट्टनायक कर कमल आज घोषणा हो सारी ये खाली गोटे उपलक्ष्य आपण मानकु एकाठी पाइबा भल पाइबा बांटिबा बंधु आम प्रिय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नवीन पट्टनायक एबे तांको मन सिंधुकर रखिथिबा किछि कथा फिटेई कि आपनक सामने कहिबे मन देई सुनंतु हृदय देई घेना करंतु आ जो माने टिके आसी पारि नांती सेमान को जाई कि कहंतु कोन घटिला कोन हैला ए बी प्लीज
Rafael contract, but he can't put that much, he can't put even 5% of that money into Ayushman Bharat.
Hello. My name is Umi Daniel, and I work in an international agency. My concern is the Narega now has been completed around 13 years. It started with a wonderful program which was supposed to provide employment in a pan-India manner. Now, what's happening is that this is being reduced to 2,500 blocks now, which is being implemented. And I can give you statistics, like it can give you an idea what's happening in Odisha. 64 lakhs people have registered for job card. and only 13 lakh people are working in that, and less than 1 lakh people have got 100 days of employment. How do you see this? I think this is one of the poor people's program which has initiated. How you see that? How it will be regalvanized and
First of all, there are a lot of misunderstandings about Manrega. And I'd like to clear one or two of those misunderstandings. Manrega was seen by a lot of analysts as a handout to poor people. And that was universally, they would write in the newspapers that, why are you handing out money to the poor people? Manrega was not a handout to poor people. Manrega was an attempt at shaping the Indian labor market. It was an attempt at creating a minimum wage in India, and it was a very successful attempt. It transformed the lives of millions and millions of people. And it didn't only help poor people. If you ask economists today, those same economists who are critical of Narega, many of them have come to me and said, listen, actually the growth that was created in 2006, 7, 8, 9 was the result of Manrega. Because what Manrega did was it created an economic structure in rural India. It sent money into rural India and started economies in rural India. So it not only helped the poor, it also helped large numbers of manufacturers, large number of companies that provided goods to those people who were buying their goods. So it was a...
ମୋ ପାଇଁ ବଡ଼ ଖୁସିର କଥା ଯେ ଆମ ଚାଷୀ ଭାଇଙ୍କ ଯୋଗୁଁ ଆମ ରାଜ୍ୟ ଆଜି 5 ଥର କୃଷି ସମ୍ମାନ ପୁରସ୍କାର ପାଇଛି। ଆପଣ ଜାଣି ଖୁସି ହେବେ ଯେ ଜଳସେଚନ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ଆମେ ଆଜି ଅନେକ ଆଗରେ। ଗତ 4 ବର୍ଷରେ ଆମେ ଜଳସେଚନ ପାଇଁ 30,000 କୋଟି ଟଙ୍କା ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରିଛୁ। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସୁଦ୍ଧା ଆମେ ଅଧିକ 8 ଲକ୍ଷ ହେକ୍ଟର ଜମିକୁ ପାଣି ଯୋଗାଇ ପାରିଛୁ। 2014 ମସିହାରେ ଆମେ 10 ଲକ୍ଷ ହେକ୍ଟର ଅଧିକ ଚାଷ ଜମିକୁ ଜଳସେଚନ ଦେବା କଥା କହିଥିଲୁ। ଆମେ ଆସନ୍ତା ଏପ୍ରିଲ ସୁଦ୍ଧା ଆମ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ପୂରଣ କରିବୁ। କୃଷିକୁ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଦେଇ ଆମେ ସ୍ୱତନ୍ତ୍ର କୃଷି ବଜେଟ୍ କରିଛୁ। କୃଷି କ୍ୟାବିନେଟ୍ ଗଠନ କରିଛୁ। ଗରିବ ଆଜି ଆଉ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ପରିଚୟ ହୋଇ ରହିନାହିଁ। ଗରିବ କମ୍ କରିବାରେ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ସବୁଠାରୁ ଆଗରେ 2004-05 ମସିହାରୁ 2011-12 ମସିହା ଭିତରେ ଆମେ 80 ଲକ୍ଷ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଗରିବ ସୀମାରେଖା ଉପରକୁ ଆଣିଛୁ। ଆମ ଚାଷୀ ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀଙ୍କ କଲ୍ୟାଣ ଏବଂ ଚାଷୀର ଉନ୍ନତି ପାଇଁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ସରକାର କାଳିଆ ଯୋଜନା ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିଛୁ।
ମାଟିରେ କାଳିଆ ପବନେ କାଳିଆ କାଳିଆ ପାଇଁ ସବୁଜିମା।
ସାରା ଦେଶରେ ଏହା ଏକ ଭଲ ଯୋଜନା। ଏଥିରେ କୃଷି ଶ୍ରମିକ ଭୂମିହୀନ ଭାଗ ଚାଷୀ ଓ ଛୋଟ ଚାଷୀଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ସବୁ ସୁବିଧା ରହିଛି।